All right. Hello, everybody. It is 5 p.m., our first Tuesday Sisterhood team call. We're really excited about this shift to Tuesdays. I know that it's not going to work for everybody. We hope it works for most, but we really put a lot of thought into why we were switching after 5 years of Wednesdays. I really thought about this last year and I never said it out loud. And then I said it to Erin and she's like, yeah, we should do this. So we've aligned with Fresh Nation. They've changed their team calls to Tuesdays. We've changed ours to Tuesdays. In the event that we do want to collaborate with them on any given week, it's not changing the time that we've all set aside to commit to these team calls. So we are looking to collaborate them a little bit more in the future. The Slay calls are also on Tuesdays, which is Kim and Jamie's upline, and there's just some incredible speakers. And I said it on last week's call, but I'll say it again. I know that it's just a lot of calls. And if you don't get on live, it's just not the same. And you don't end up listening to the recording. I know for myself, I'm always like, I'll catch the recording and I barely do, or I'm like listening half-ass and I don't get the full effect. So we really wanted to streamline this and make it as simple as possible to deliver the most effective, like collaborative content this year as possible. So that's why we're here on a Tuesday night. And yeah, we're really excited about it. The next, and I'm going to start with a couple announcements before we dive in. And I know we'll do some shout outs and then we'll get into the vision. But yeah, it's just like fresh new energy. Like we just needed a shift, you know, and sometimes hearing other people say the same thing just really hits the right person on the right day. So we're really excited about that. We're also collaborating with Kim and Tara on their mentorship. So we are going to be running our mentorship with Kim and Tara. Like Kim is top 10. This is her 4th year. She's going on 5 years. Why wouldn't we align with her? She's really good at onboarding new coaches. And so we're going to give it a go, and we're trying January. And that doesn't mean that in 3 months, we're not like, you know what, we miss our sisterhood. Let's switch back. Maybe we do, but for now we're going to align with them and we're really excited about it. We had a call with them today. Their training is very similar to ours. They actually took a lot of their training from what we had created on that landing page. They're doing it in a Facebook group and a chat pod. So we're going to jump in with them on the chat pod and the Facebook group. The Facebook group is just the scheduled tasks each day. They've broken the training down in, and then the chat pod is for the community. And then they still do the calls once a week. So it's going to be Tuesdays at 7, and then our team calls at 8. So it's very similar. We're just sharing with them, and they're making the same changes as we had to move to Tuesdays. So we're both like coming together, and I think it's going to be really good. Tara also, like, she's a lawyer and she brings a lot of credibility to this business. She's really good. She's really tactical. And I think she makes a lot of people think like, like this busy professional can do it, so can I. So I'm excited for that other dynamic as well. Fewer calls, more impact. Exactly, Joe. Super weekend is this weekend. I don't care where you live, punch your zip code, your postal code into the Beachbody site and see where the closest one is to you and go. Like, even if it's 3 hours, like pack your fam up, tell them to go to like a indoor play place while you check this out, and then make a day of it with them afterwards. Like, make an effort to get in community. It's really important you get to these events and you put yourself out there. So if you are in Ottawa, yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm coming to Ottawa. I'll be speaking at the Ottawa event. I know some of like the Belleville and sort of surrounding area ladies are traveling for that, which I'm really excited about. Is Carl going to be there? I didn't realize that. Oh, Carl and Jared, hide your tampons, zip your purse up very tight if you heard that story. Cool. So that's going to be really cool. I'm putting together my presentation now, and it's really vulnerable and really heartfelt. And I really want to help the women in the room make an impact in their own lives. And that always trickles into others. So I'm really excited to be there. There's so much going on with Beachbody right now, guys. Did you see the Mindset 2023 tab on Beachbody On Demand, on Body? It's going to be really great. And everything we talk about tonight, this isn't going to be your typical vision call. We're doing it very tactical, as we are known to do. And a lot of it tonight, guys, is going to be like, you're going to have to think outside the box and figure out what tools on body flow with you and what work with what you want to do. And I think the mindset thing is a huge opportunity for so many people, that maybe doesn't come naturally, or even for those that do, right? We're all going to use these different tools differently. Like for me, I'm using it like as education. For someone like Erin or Kim, like I'm sure they're going to use it as education too, but it's more support for their clients because they're really tuned into what they want for personal development, right? So it's going to look different depending on where you're at. Use this call to seek clarity in your business for 2023. Use this call to seek clarity in what you want for your business. If you have your video off, I encourage you to put your video on and to get a pen and paper and to sit down and to use this call to seek clarity in your own freaking business for 2023, because it's going to take some intentional thought for you to have some goals, to have a framework to follow through, because your business cannot look like mine, and it cannot look like Chantal's, it cannot look like Erin's, it has to look like yours. And if you don't know what that looks like, if you don't know why you're doing this, if you don't feel like excited about that in your belly, it's just not going to happen. You know, I've talked to quite a few leaders. I'm still making my way through, some of the surveys that have come in, and some of the leaders are feeling confused and feeling, and as I start to ask some of these probing questions, like, how much money did you make? How does that make you feel? Do you feel like you worked really hard for that? Or did you not work a lot and that kind of rolled in, right? As we start to ask some of these prompting questions, people are realizing like the wins that were right there while they're feeling all confused and dark cloud. I'm like, stop. Like, look what you've done. Just because it's not like someone else's doesn't mean it's not a huge success. So we want to help you figure that out today, to set some goals, and then to continue reminding yourself and staying in your own lane about it. If your goal is to make like $200 a month to put your daughter in gymnastics, stop being depressed that you're not diamond, that you're not at NLC, that you're not, no, it's not relevant, right? Those two things aren't aligned. So let's figure out what you want right now. It doesn't mean it can't change in 3, 6, 9 months. Let's figure out what you want right now, and then we're going to figure out how you're going to do it. This is going to be a really tactical call for anybody that is a brand new coach or a super seasoned coach, and we're going to drill down on why you're doing this and how you can make it happen. The last announcement I have is that we are hosting that Restart Your Business call on the 9th. So that is Monday. We're doing that with Jamie and Kim. So Jamie, Kim, Erin, and I are hosting that Restart Your Business call. Everyone who has logged in through that email, I see you coming in. We have over 50 coaches that have said they want to restart their business in that email segment. And I will be emailing you guys. I'm just waiting on like a graphic and a link, but it's Monday at 8 p.m. is the Restart Your Business call with Jamie, Kim, Erin, and I. So we're excited about that. Should we do some announcements before I pass it over to you to kick it off, Erin? Or not announcements, shout-outs? If anybody wants to shut someone out, take yourself off mute. I think before, I think Andrea's not on the call, but Haley went 1 star officially on like the last Thursday of the month. So that's really cool. And she really was hustling, and she was one of the only coaches on our whole team who was really, really pushing for a goal at the end of the year. And that was really inspiring to see. So congratulations, Haley. And she qualified for the New Leader Conference in Vegas. So that's freaking awesome. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to hype with you and to have you go to that experience. So congratulations to you. We're really, really proud of you and excited.
I'll go really quick. I see Tracy on. I just wanted to welcome Tracy officially to the Sisterhood team and her very first call. She's been on other calls because that's just kind of how she is. She's super driven. And even though she's been kind of in like coach jail for the last 6 months, she's still posting every single day and working on those connections. So I am super excited for you and super excited to see where you go. And I see Kim on as well. So hi, Kim, and welcome.
right. If nobody else has any shout outs or recognition, that's okay. I feel like we're like right at the beginning of the year and it's like all of the things are going to be coming. So happy 2023. I hope you all had a great holiday with your family. I feel so jazzed, so excited to lead into this next year. And I'm super, super excited to do this with you guys tonight. We know that Jamie and Kim, or actually, I guess it was Kim and Holly Hillier, who are literally two of the top coaches in the entire business. They did a vision call last night. And I've been on a lot of vision calls with Kim before. So if you are looking for a deep, heartfelt, soul-felt vision dreaming exercise, I really encourage you to go watch her call, print off her workbook, and do that with her for that hour duration. Because tonight is a little bit more tactical. It's less heart and soul connect. And if that's who you are, that's great. Know that about you and do that call with her. Okay. Because it's powerful. And if that's who you are and that's what you need, do that. Okay. I just want to preface this call by saying that because we have an amazing resource there. Holly and Kim are outstanding and they just did that call last night. And I know some of our team was on it and it was amazing. And I don't want this to be for you. But tonight really is a little bit more tactical. And I was just like kind of going through my fingers, and Courtney and I are starting our 6th year in this business. Like that is crazy. And I want to say it feels like just yesterday we started, but I've changed. We all have changed so much since we started that it's only natural. It's course, we've all changed. And of course, our reasons for doing this business have changed. Of course, our drive has changed. Of course, our dream, our vision has changed. So much changes as you do this business, especially because this business is so focused on growth, right? So it really is essential year after year, if not quarter after quarter, to check yourself and be like, what are my goals? What do I want? Why am I doing this? And for this call, I want to first and foremost start with the why. And I know it sounds, sometimes it's like, go with our why again, but guys, it's so friggin' important. All of us have other responsibilities. All of us have other kids, parents, spouses, jobs, house. We all have other responsibilities. And this job, this career, this chosen opportunity that we have, it takes your own discipline to show up to. So if that why isn't really strong, it's going to be the first thing you put beside you. It's going to be the first thing you're like, something's got to give. It's this, I don't have time for it. And it's only if your why is really strong that you're like, no, it's a priority to me and I'm going to make it happen. So this year, if coaching is a priority for you, I want you to really hone in on why you're doing this. I asked this in the coach survey that I sent to my PS coaches, like, why do you still coach? Genuinely. And I think a lot of people are just like, accountability, community, to continue with my journey. But like, really, why are you doing this? Because if you aren't super like clear on having a reason that really literally gets you out of bed in the morning, because we are all waking up early to do this, if you don't have a reason, then that snooze is going to become more powerful than the get up. Okay, so for me, identifying my why has never really been easy. And I know a lot of you guys resonate with that. So I wanted to do a little bit of an exercise tonight that helps us to brainstorm on what's important to us and why we're doing this. Okay, so I want to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess, themes in our life and help identify why coaching helps us. And maybe after you have that work, you can hone in on an overarching statement of why you're coaching. Okay, so I first want to focus on
you're like glitchy. You're cutting out. Oh. Can you put your AirPods in? I didn't hear what you said you wanted to focus on. Oh.
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Was that whole speech glitchy?
No. Okay. It's just, you said that the first thing I want to focus on, and I was
like, okay. First thing I want to focus on is our health. Okay. And I don't know about you guys, but like I turned 40 last year and it feels like my health changed
drastically. And for me, all of a sudden, my health has become like abundantly important. If that's even like, I'm not articulating myself as well, but as I'm getting older, it's becoming more and more vital and more important to me. This category in my life is more and more important. So I want you, I'm going to give us two full minutes on the clock. And I want you to think about why coaching impacts your health. How does coaching help your health? Why would continuing coaching impact your health? All right, to keep this moving, the next thing I want to talk about is your finances. And if you are like being super honest and real with yourself, why would you be a coach? How does that impact your finances? How can that impact your finances? How can coaching help you to accomplish any of those financial goals? I know for me right now, life is hella expensive. The world has gotten very expensive. So if you have financial goals, if you feel like you're in debt, you feel like you're not able to do the things you want to do, or you want to save a certain way or help with your family's financial goals, how can coaching impact those? And is that important to you?
I think something that also would be helpful is that while we're doing this, like put beside health and finances, put beside like a 1 to 10. So 10, you're feeling incredible in your health. One is like, rock bottom of your health. So where are you at? Because as we go through and create some action, it's going to be helpful to reflect on like what areas you're really thriving and what areas you could improve.
I love that. I love that. Okay. So if we're moving forward with our relationships and our family, like I know for me this year, connection with my family and the relationships I have, my close friendships, my kids, my spouse is so important to me. And coaching impacts that. Coaching for me helps me be a better person for my relationships, for my family. It helps me be calmer, more patient. Coaching literally directly impacts my relationships. And it wasn't until I really started growing and changing as a person that I started to see that impact. So I really challenge you, especially if you're in that beginning time where you're still growing, maybe you're still finding your footing in this business, look at this on how can coaching positively impact your relationships? And how can choosing you and this career choice help your relationships and your family in the future? Next one we want to do, and if this isn't enough time for you guys, like leave space and come back to it. But the next one I want to think about is your career. Almost all of us also have other jobs, other careers, and coaching really can impact your career, your choices, where you go next. It can be a stepping stone to so many other big things. So, how could coaching positively impact your career? What can you bring from coaching to your career? How can it make you better at your career? The last one I want to talk about is a little bit more in depth. I want to talk about personal growth. And I want us to really identify who we are today. If you write down, who am I? Beginning of January 2023, who are you today? Are you confident? Are you passionate? Are you fulfilled? Are you happy in all those areas of your life right now? Are you happy with who you are? What are you passionate about? What do you value? How would you describe yourself? What are some things that make you happy, that bring you joy, that make you excited, that you notice that your energy is higher after you do them? And what are things that you're working on right now? We all have extremely amazing strengths. We also all have opportunities to improve, places for growth, things we want to work on. What are those? And maybe what holds you back right now? What holds you back in your business, in your life, in you being that like your best person? I want you to really think about who you are today, January 3rd, 2023. Maybe you've been at this personal growth stuff for a while and you're feeling amazing. Maybe you're new to this and this is like, oh my God, what are we doing? Maybe you've had a little stump along the road, or maybe it's been a really freaking hard year for you personally with your family, things going on. Where are you at right now? And then I really want to give you the opportunity to think about where you want to be December 31st, 2023. Who is she? What does she do? How does she make her family feel? What does she do for fun? What excites her? What brings her joy? What is she really good at? If this is hard for you, I know for me, for the longest time, it felt really hard until I started to get real with myself and asking myself where I was envious. What really brought me feeling jealous? Who, like, what did I watch and envy or felt curious about or wanted more of? Or, like, then more I followed that, the more I felt like I followed what my true desires were. And that led me to kind of identify who I wanted to be. Sometimes it's hard to like truly listen in. We've got so many other things coming at us on what we should be, what we're supposed to be doing, where, what we should value. But the more you truly listen to yourself and watch your envy and follow that like gut whisper within you, the easier it is to identify who you actually want to be and what's important to you. The last question I want to ask you is, if money wasn't an issue in your life, what would you do all day? How would you spend your time?
Hey, I actually got a little bit of like a bellyache and emotional when Erin asked that last question, when she said, like, if money wasn't an issue, what would you do? Because I've heard that question asked a lot. That's been a prompting question that we've asked in mentorship many times when people were, maybe curious about coaching or whatever. And I don't think I've ever had a really clear answer, but when she said that, I know exactly what I'd want to do. And that like felt really cool because I'm finally feeling clear on what I would be doing if money wasn't an issue. And that helps me get so much closer to my passion and to what I want to do in this business. Because this business is a vehicle for you to do that. That's it. Beachbody, and this is like, I'm going to say this on Saturday, like Beachbody is your morning routine. What else? It's not your business. It's your morning routine. You're getting strong. You're building your mindset. You're doing all this stuff for what? And I think if we can get closer to that answer, we can start to feel real like joy and impact in the job and like believe our own mission. Because we're all selling the same thing, right? So what's going to differentiate you? It's going to be your passion, your goals, your vision for your own life. And when we talk about niching down, that's why it's so important, because you're here to inspire others to do the same for themselves, right? So the next couple things we're going to do is we're going to talk about like how we're going to, so, you know, you just wrote down like health, finances, relationship, career, personal growth. Like my lowest is finances, because I'm a shit face with money and I just like to spend everything I have. Amazon is my best friend. Okay. So I know that that area is somewhere I need to make a goal for sure. That needs to be one of my, like, I think we can all walk away after tonight, and you might not know them right during tonight's call, but the goal is that if you can have 3 overarching goals for the year that are sort of business focused here, I think that would be good for me. One of them for sure is going to be money. I need to get my shit together, because if money wasn't an issue, I would hike, cook, travel in the RV with my family. I got to get to work, because I want to be I'm already doing that, but like I really want to be doing that sooner than later, full time, you know? So finances is going to be one. Where are yours? Identify what your lowest areas are. You know, one of my other ones is health, which is crazy because I'm a health and wellness coach, but I'm going to explain a little bit why, right? What are your lowest categories? And just sort of keep that in mind as we go through this. So we are going to try to set some new goals before we talk about, like, the last thing we're going to talk about here is how we're going to be finding new people. And I think it's going to be a really impactful part of this call. But first, we're still talking about you, because once you're clear on what you're going to do this year, I think it'll be more helpful for you to figure out who you're looking for and how you're going to find them. But let's talk about your fitness goals, your health and fitness goals. Let's go through these categories. Like, what's your goal for your health and wellness? What is it? I know some of the girls here are going to run a mini triathlon. That's so cool. I'm hiking the Grand Canyon rim to rim. I'm so excited about it. What's yours? What are you going to do? What do you want to do? Like, what's something, I don't know. Did you swim? Like, were you on swim team when you were younger? Like, find a pool. Like, Beachbody is your morning routine. What else? Okay. What else? Sometimes thinking about what you loved when you were a kid can help prompt you. I know for me, I loved rollerblading. Like, I would rollerblade everywhere with my friends, and buying rollerblades as an adult was really empowering. Yeah, Chantel, gymnastics. I saw that you started the Moms Group or whatever, right? Like, so what's your health goal this year? Aside from like strongest year ever, kick ass on Beachbody program, like, check. We all want that. What else? Okay. 30 seconds. Jot down some ideas. Type them in the chat if you have like an idea or a goal, because it might inspire someone else. They don't know what theirs is yet. For me, I want to think about it too, like in terms of fitness and wellness are actually two kind of different ones. Like, what about your wellness? You know, like, are you unstable? Like, not joking. Are you emotionally unstable? Because you need to get that shit checked. You need to go to the doctor and get your hormones checked. Like, we're all aging here. I've had like full workup, blood work, the whole thing, you know, in the past couple of years. Like, is that where you're at? You know, one of mine is like, just once and for all, like really leaning into my gut health, like the sabotage that's occurred. And I think some of it is because of coaching, like, you know, especially in the early years of coaching, it's like Beachbody was like all or nothing, you know, do the program 100% all in. And that can be triggering for people that have eating issues, because it has you feeling like a failure when you're not eating the right amount of containers, right? And as much as we want to think that we're not part of diet culture, like some of that is and was. So where are you at with your eating, with your emotional eating, your gut health, right? Like maybe that's a huge focus for you this year. No walking, all running. I love that. Get back into riding fit. I love that, guys, right? So you have those two goals and you're going to be sharing those, right? Watching you share goals that are not Beachbody related, that's next level for you, because your audience is tuning you out a little bit with the Beachbody stuff. It's just your morning routine. To us, it's like everything, like we're like leading Beachbody Blue, but to them, it's just a program, right? Like it's not so serious, right? But set new goals, start doing different things, start sharing that on your social, right? I want to talk a little bit about how you're going to find your people this year, because this has been a hard year for, I think, a lot of people on the team in terms of enrolling customers. Like for a lot of the coaches that have been here like 4, 5, 6 years, it's like, you know, your friends and fam are enrolled. Like they're enrolled, right? And so you're either like recycling renewals, or you've found a funnel to find new people. And we've said this before, but I really want to drill it home. We all need a funnel to find new people. And I think it's becoming really clear that adding value and service is the way to do that. So I want to encourage every single person on this call, if you do not already have a free community, to make sure you're opening one. And it doesn't have to, it's not a free group. It's not a 2 or 3 day free group. And it doesn't have to be tomorrow, because this is going to take some time for you to figure it out, right? But I want everybody to have a free community. And this becomes a funnel for you to meet new people in your community. Do you know the reason that this team is more successful than a lot of other teams, even than a lot of Crush Nation, is because we're so local. We've built so significantly through Warm Market. And when we look at why there's a little bit of a lull right now, because that Warm Market is no longer like thriving, right? So the goal now is to keep that wheel going. You are a community builder. Like this is your calling, is to build a community locally or online of people that are like-minded. So if you're like, okay, I have no idea what my like thing would be, because this does tie in with niche, and if maybe there's some newer coaches on the call, you might be like, because I'm 6 years in and I'm just finding mine. But I have an idea that came from Mel Mitro on one of our mentorship calls that I wanted to share with you guys. What she's doing with her new coaches is having them start on day 1 of their new coach biz. They're opening a free wellness community. So if you have no idea what kind of community or what value you could add, open a free wellness community and just invite everyone you know to it. It's a free space, and just pop value in there, here and there. It doesn't have to be on any schedule. It's just when your heart content, you know, schedule a free meetup in the workout in the park or whatever. Like the goal of just wellness and sharing and adding value for free. take the pressure off of having to have some huge thing, a separate Facebook group. This is just a free wellness community. Courtney's free wellness group, or whatever you want to call it, right? And start to make connections, because I think a lot of times when new coaches start, it's like, oh, I'm not the expert, like, I don't know, but like, the jig's up. Like, you are a coach, like, this is a business, and positioning yourself as the expert is part of this business. If you don't want to be the expert and you're not, then you're a hobby coach, and that's fine too. But if you want to build this business and you are looking back at the goals and the things you want to do, then we need to figure out how to get you a really incredible funnel of people going. And that's going to start with free community, free value. So what's your free community going to be about? If you have no clue, just open a free wellness community and start to think about how you can like gather local people. Like, I know for like Michelle Morgan, like, it has to be something faith-based. Like, come on, right? Like, there's got to be something there. There's got to be some sort of Facebook community idea that you can do to tie in with wellness, right? I know there's other coaches that are doing a ton of stuff. Mompreneur now, I don't know if you saw, has an entire faith-based section. You seen that? So it's like, what is it about you, right? I did a little bit of recon before this call, and I just went on Facebook. I went to the group section and I just typed Las Vegas women, and I was just scrolling just to see. There's so much, guys, like co-parenting, like, you know, different types of, like, you know, even women in trauma. Like, there's literally a group for everything, but most of them are not run properly because they're not community builders. You're a community builder. That's what we do in our challenge group. So to bring this into a free space where you can add value and start to build connections could be invaluable for your Beachbody business. How often are you engaging, posting in your community? Are you doing a monthly challenge or just engaging when others do, posting occasionally? I have a free group started, but not sure the best way to run it. So it will depend on what that is. For this type of idea that is an ongoing community, there's no need to post every day. That would be too much, I almost think, right? Hopefully you can think of an idea locally where you could host some sort of event. And for me, my sort of idea was once a month. When I did my hiking group, I was like, I'm committed to one hike a month because that felt really doable with my schedule. Now that I'm amping it up a little bit more, I'm doing every week, but that's because that's what I want to do. I personally want to be integrating that into my wellness routine once a week. So that's why I'm doing that, right? This might not like fit that mold, but let's say you opened a faith-based fitness group and it was literally just like finding scriptures of taking care of yourself and, you know, things like that. And, you know, like once a month, you got together in the church gym and you pressed play on a Beachbody workout, right? Like kind of like what Erin G did at her trailer. She was having them press play and doing a trailer workout every single Saturday, right? So your free community doesn't necessarily have to be something super interesting about you. It can just be a wellness community. But I think that this is a really cool idea. And listen, Mel Mitro is a marketing genius, like top coach a trillion times. I love this idea. I think it's really good. So where was I? So that's my top tip for how you guys could be funneling new people into your groups. Because if I look back at a lot of my goals, so my top 3 goals for this year is to pay off my debt, have 20 Las Vegas coaches, because community is still really important to me, but I can't fly to Canada every time I need community. Like the jig is up. My warm market has gone. Like I need community here. And if you're someone on this call who doesn't like live in Ontario and you're seeing everybody get together and you're like, well, this sucks, build it for you. Find your community. Like find it, build it. Like you can do this. Start with 3 people. press play on workout together once a week, go snowshoe, go whatever it is, right? So hiking, so pay off my debt, 20 Las Vegas coaches, and bring my free hiking community to 1,000 people. So now that I have these 3 goals, I'm going to be able to drill down. I think the conversion rate on a free group, and Mel and I talked a lot about this, is about 10% if you're doing the footwork to make that happen, right? So if I'm going to have 1,000 people in my hiking group, then I can hopefully estimate I'll have 100 new Beachbody coaches from this hiking group in 2023. So what am I going to need to do in my free community in order to start to see these people convert? I'm going to have to show up. I'm going to have to talk about the Beachbody opportunity, both customer and coach, on my socials. So the first thing someone's doing when they're joining my group is I'm adding them as a friend and I'm sending them a message saying, welcome to the group, blah, blah, blah. Hope you'll join us on a event soon, right? Because the cool thing with Facebook groups, guys, is that if you actually have a group, like the wellness idea is a more warm market-based idea because you're a newer coach and you don't totally know what you want to do yet. But if you host a group that has a specific topic, you're going to be starting to be recommended to other people that are interested in that. Like when I started my group, I had 10 people, but all these other women that were in other hiking groups started to see my group as a recommended page. So now all these strangers are requesting me on Facebook. And I'm like, what? This is exactly what I've been wanting for 6 years, is people coming to me. And now my Facebook feed is filled with people that are exactly like me, that want to be out doing that. So take some time to think about this. Don't get overwhelmed. Again, if you don't know your thing, start beginner, do the wellness idea, right? Maybe you only run that free community for 4 months and then you decide to leave it. That's fine too, right? So figure out how you can offer free value and treat that community as literally your bread and butter. When you're doing connections, when we see on the connect with 10 people or 20 minutes, go get in your free group, go to those people's pages, comment and like on their stuff, watch their stories. So now it's even more laser focused how you can connect with your people because they're already there and you know that they're prospects, right? As opposed to like flipping through IG stories and seeing the same people and all that kind of stuff, right? You already know that they're at your table and they're interested in what you're talking about. So I would love for you guys to take a couple minutes right now and figure out what 3 goals could be for you that align with all the areas Erin mentioned. So if you're really low in the relationship side, might be time to find a hobby with your spouse, okay? Because like happy relationships, happy business. If my home was not happy, I could not be sitting here every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. hosting a call because he'd be annoyed and whatever. I'm sure there's someone on the call that feels that, right? So figure it out. What are your areas? What are your 3 goals that are business related, right? So if you're low in your relationship, it's not like, oh, have more sex with my husband. That's not what this specific exercise is about. It's like, how could I set a goal business related that could improve my relationship? So if anybody wants to put theirs in the chat, that would be awesome. 3 goals. I want to share a conversation I had with a coach who is currently struggling with her vision and doesn't know what she wants in this business. And I asked her how much money she made this year, and she said 20K. And I was like, okay, so how does that make you feel? And she's like, what do you mean? I don't get it. I'm like, how do you feel about it? And like I mentioned earlier in this call, I said to her, do you feel like you worked really hard for that and are underpaid? Or do you feel like that kind of came in and you didn't really do much? And she said that kind of the latter, that she didn't really work that hard. And I said, well, how would you feel if your boss at work came up to you and said, I'm going to give you a $20,000 raise. All you have to do is work out in the morning and host a community to help other women do the same. Would you take that raise? 20 grand in your career? So why are we so down on ourselves for something so positive? And I think often it can come down to the comparison game and focusing too heavily on other people's goals. You know, like elite, you know, whatever, like all these like big beach body goals, they have to mean something in your belly. You know, like I missed elite this year, and guys, I'm going to be really honest with you. It's okay. It's okay for me. I want to hit it. I'm going to go for it next year for sure. I know what I did wrong. I need to, you know, get my shit in a row a little bit earlier in the year, but it's okay because I made a lot of money doing an incredible job. I am another year smoking drug free. I am in community with some of the most amazing women I never expected to meet. And this is literally the job of my dreams. So I refuse to sit here and feel guilty that I didn't work over the holidays or that I didn't hit elite. Nuh-uh. Set your goals, make your top 3, be good with it. Be good with it. Allow this business to bring joy into your life instead of stress. The people that feel stressed about this job are the ones that are in the comparison game. And you're comparing yourself to somebody that has way different goals than you. Like legit, if you want to make $200 a month, have fun with this. Okay? And be okay with that. And if your name's not on the Success Club board and you're not coming to the Diamond Dinner, did you expect you would? You only want to make $200 a month and do this for fun and stay healthy. That's cool too. Get good with your goals and work hard at them, but don't compare them to somebody else's and be disappointed at the end of the year or feel guilty and, oh, this job's too stressful. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Like, what? So why are you doing it? I hope that tonight brought a little bit of clarity for you into what's going really good. One of the other exercises that's still really good that Erin and I talked about maybe doing, but I know we're out of time. Yeah, live life with no regrets, was this contrast and clarity statement. For me, I am like kind of a glass half empty person. It just is who I am. And I find that exercise really powerful, like, because it's easier to think of the negative things. It's easier to think of the things that are going wrong, that I'm not happy with in my life. And so if you write those things down and then you flip them into positive statements, it can be an incredibly eye-opening experience for you. Erin, did you want to close out?
Yeah, there's something I want to share. So Court's super lucky. Like, let's be serious, guys. She lives in freaking Las Vegas. She's living in like this mecca of hiking. All the trails are beautiful. It's like so easy that she has this new wonderful hobby, and creating this community is like amazing. And I don't know if you're sitting there being like, well, I don't have a new hobby, passion. I got no hiking trails. I don't know what kind of community I would do. But for me, for the longest while, I was joining communities on Facebook for other like exhausting working moms like me. I was in like hockey mom groups or just working mom groups, like different things that I genuinely like, my local Stittsville mom groups, or like I'm in those groups because I want to be. And I started really engaging in those groups as myself, because a lot of the groups can be very negative, complainy. Everybody's just bringing like forward, like literally complaints. And so I was trying to bring light in these communities, especially in like, I was in so many like different working mom communities. And I started bringing light and asking engaging questions and asking questions that would like elicit how they're doing and maybe setting goals and like literally what I do. Okay. And I kept like so pissed about it. I kept getting kicked out and banned from the groups because people were sniffing me out and seeing, like, you're laughing, Chantel. I was like not laughing. Like I was so personally insulted because I was bringing such light and positivity to these groups, but people were sniffing me out as like an MLM person, and that I was literally just going in there to like steal business, or I don't know what it was, but they were literally kicking me out and banning me from the groups. So I made my own. I made my own. And it's so much better because it's not like I literally just, I created a women in the federal public service community. And it's not complainy. It's not people coming there with complaints, although I'm sure one day it could be. But right now, it's me sharing articles and discussions and asking engaging questions. And sometimes the questions don't get answered. And sometimes it sparks really great conversation. But guess what? In 2 weeks, it's almost 300 people. You look at Quartz-Face, because seriously, because people invite people, invite people, and invite people. And when you create a space that people want, I wanted to join hockey mom groups, I wanted to join working mom groups. People look for that shit on Facebook. So it doesn't need to be a hiking group. It can literally be a stay-at-home moms of Burlington group. Or it's like a joyous stay-at-home moms of Burlington group, So like take the pressure off for this, like, I need a new hobby, and literally check yourself on what you want. Do you want a faith-based women of Quebec? I don't know. It doesn't need to be anything more than who you are right now and the community of people you want in your life. I really realized, like, I'm way more boring than Courtney. I love talking to women from the government. I do. We could talk for hours. We talk the same language. I understand their problems. I don't want to work there, but I love talking to them and I want to help them. So think about who you want to help, who you are right now, and just create the group. And Courtney said it best. You are a community builder. My group is going to be great because I will not let it die. And I care about these women. So I hope that this call helped you to kind of clarify why you're doing this, who you want to help, and I hope that inspires you. I hope that literally helps you not press snooze. And if it doesn't, you're not done this exercise. You need to go back because life is damn short. This literally could be the last year of your life. What are you going to do? What legacy are you going to leave? Who are you going to impact? Who do you want at your funeral? Who's going to talk about how amazing you are and why are you amazing? Do that work, because this job as a coach, that's the impact job, man. That's how you have a bigger impact in this world. It really is. And if you're driven by money this year, how exciting to make money doing something so damn impactful. So I'm so excited for 2023. I thank you for coming on this call tonight. Our new calls are Tuesday. I can't wait to see you guys here next week. Talk to you guys soon.